It's a rather common occurrence, like eating an ordinary kind of food. There's nothing worth talking about. Shockingly, this quote refers to abortion in China. It is estimated that 336 million abortions and 222 million sterilizations have been carried out since 1971. That means for the past 43 years, nearly 21,400 abortions have occurred every day. Not only is the single-child policy destroying thousands of lives on a daily basis, but it also has had psychological effects on China's female population. China is one of the two countries which have higher female suicide rates than male, and it contains the highest female suicide rate in the world. Every hour, approximately 21 women take their own life. It is no coincidence that the single-child policy is responsible for the destruction of both mother and child.
The male population in China outnumbers the female population by 50%. This stand against women is often referred to as genocide. Women face cruel objectification, having no control over their bodies or reproductive abilities, being forced to have abortions even when their child is 9 months old. They are often abducted and relocated to provinces where there are no women available to marry. It is projected that by 2030, 300 million men in China will not be able to find a wife. This is a clear result of the single-child policy and brutal gender discrimination. Routine checks of women are instigated by the government to ensure that they do not exceed their one-child limit. 50% of abortions occur due to gender preference. The government discovers that a second child has been born illegally. The family will be fined with a payment that is more than 10 times the average family income. Also, the child will be deprived of an education, health care, and the ability to marry. If the woman is able to escape the government's grasp during her pregnancy, her relatives may suffer physical abuse from government officials. The people around her will suffer as well and be denied birth permits, so very few families can afford it. In cases where women are discovered with a second child, she will either be forced to an abortion in which she is helplessly strapped to a table as her child struggles for survival, or she will be placed in a punishment cell. This horrific view of life in China is a reality that should not be ignored.
How many of you have any brothers or sisters? Just imagine the thought of being deprived of them. If you were the second child, essentially you would be illegal, born into this world having no rights, nowhere to belong, no one to have your back, if you weren't discovered before birth. You'd be forced to hide, never have a true chance at living. You'd probably be taken away from your loved ones, never to see them again. Your life would not be one worth living, as demonstrated by the hundreds of women who take their lives every day. Every life is one worth fighting for. Knowledge is the key. So be the change in the world that you want to see.